smaller businesses are having a tougher time because they're competing with something like Amazon. You don't actually have to do that in the cleaning industry in that business.
We don't, but we definitely have our competitors.
Mm-hmm.
And, it really it comes down to who's offering the best service.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that with service, it's different also. I mean, you wouldn't just go to the least expensive person to come into your home on a regular basis.
I would hope not.
Right?
Yeah. There are a lot of different things I think you need to consider before you're allowing somebody into your home. And, you have to look at what businesses are checking those things and what aren't, and what businesses aren't. So
when somebody, and I know a lot more people are going towards but most people have somebody come into their home and clean it, and do kind of the tidiness or whatever we do. What do you think people should be looking for? What are some of the questions they should be asking?
The first thing, as far as I'm concerned, is, before you talk about rates or anything else, is your company insured? That is that's a huge deal. If you have somebody coming into your home, do you want to be liable for what happens in their house if something, in the rare occasion that something happens? Do you background check your employees? Who's going into your home? You really have to be concerned about
stuff.
Exactly. You have to worry about
ordering
things like
pay-per-view,
Absolutely. And then there's an issue with Comcast. So.
Yeah, another one. I'm just all over that today.
But the bond. There's a janitorial bond that's very important in my opinion. And these are things that unfortunately a lot of people do forget. One of the things that I try to mention up front when I speak with clients, and I also let them know, if you're shopping around, great, go for it. Make sure you ask these questions.
Do you tend to, those are some of the big questions. Now, do you tend to give people advice, like if they're going to, okay, so when we have our house cleaned, I get to pick all the stuff up. I do some of the bigger cleaning, and then some of the detail work, I guess, is done by the team that comes in. Is there a goal? Is there a step-by-step process you kind of take people through? Is there a spring cleaning? I mean, what do you advise people, I guess?
Absolutely, yes. So, as you said, we come in and we do kind of the deep cleaning, the in-depth cleaning. But and a lot of times, especially throughout the year, you gain a lot of junk and clutter. So I do advise my client, to definitely handle some spring cleaning, and I go through a certain process that I have with them as well.
What does that process look like?
Yeah, I could definitely share that with you. It's very simple, and my goal always is, you're hiring a cleaning service to spend more time with your friends and family, hopefully, and because you're busy. So we don't want you to spend a ton of time decluttering, if you will.
Sure.
So, go in for an hour on a weekend, maybe into your bedroom or wherever you've noticed a lot of clutter gathering around, grab 3 bins and go to work. And the 3 bins are, you've got your trash bin, you've got your keep bin, you've got your donate bin. And really the rest is self-explanatory. When I do it, I go into, let's say I have a particular drawer in my bedroom that for some reason I'm always throwing a bunch of junk in.
Absolutely. Everybody's got the junk drawers.
It just happens. And by the end of the year, or, the year before that I had done it, by the time it comes around to spring cleaning time, that I can barely close that darn door.
Yeah.
So I
it's
get
full
in
of
there.
business cards, right? It's like business cards and like cheap sunglasses.
And pennies.
and pennies.
And pennies, yeah. So, so I get in there and I just start, tossing the for some reason there's trash in there, who knows. Toss the trash, the stuff that you're keeping, you put in the keep bin, and then, of course, anything that's not broken, that you're just not using anymore, put in a donate bin and give to somebody else who can use it.
Yeah. Is there a room that you typically start with for this organization?
Yeah, personally, and again, with my clients that I've seen, I have found that the bedroom, generally the master bedroom or another bedroom, is that bedroom that you end up, pulling those items from the living room when people are coming over and you just kind of shove it in your room.
Mm-hmm.
That's your room for sleep and your sanctuary, in my opinion. So I always suggest to start with that room. Get back that peace in your life. And as you walk into that room in the evening before you go to bed and you see that it's starting to clear up over your weekend decluttering, it'll inspire you, hopefully, it will inspire you to move on to other rooms.
Yeah. You kind of get that bug sometimes, We're like, you don't even mean to. But all of a sudden, you're like in full-on cleaning mode, and you get the cleaning bug. I mean, they call it the cleaning bug. I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. You absolutely get it.
Do you always have the cleaning bug?
No.
No?
I'd love to say that I do.
Yeah.
But I don't. I'm human like everyone else, and I'll get in, and I probably clean a little more often than most people.
Sure.
But, when I'm talking about my own house, it's always different with your own house, by the way. But when I get into my own house and I'm decluttering or cleaning in, my bedroom, I have a rule. I don't spend over an hour doing anything. Because once I do that, then I'm just tired of it. I don't want to go back to it because I see it as such a huge job.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of scale it down a little bit and say, I'm going to do this for an hour, and that's it. I'll even set a timer sometimes. And then I move on and, go spend time with my family.
Yeah, well, with spring here in the air, I mean, certainly people start thinking about spring cleaning. You talked about the bedroom a little bit, but the garage also tends to get a lot of stuff where you can have some bins to fill, huh?
Absolutely. But the garage, admittedly, the garage is my scary part. It's my scary part of my house, but my husband is to blame.
The little bit of hoarder in everybody lives in the garage, doesn't it?
It really does. But I will say, if you look at that room and you think to yourself, oh, we have to do this in a day, it's a huge job. It's too huge. So, break it down. Just do an hour, and it will take a little bit longer than the weekend, but why not? Just break it down, go in for an hour, and do the 3 bins. I promise you that will definitely help you.
And then if you're able to get kind of decluttered, then certainly having a service like yours come in the future to, again, as you said, kind of get through the deep cleaning, then you kind of have that house that's fresh and clean and you enjoy living in.
Absolutely. And I think a clean house will keep you inspired to keep the clutter away as well.